What is up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name's Macy, and I am going to be a junior at TCU in the fall. I always say sophomore, but I'm gonna be a junior. But make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because I post lots of college and sorority videos, and it's a fun time, and I'm on like the slow uphill road to 50,000, so would love for you guys to be a part of that. Anyways, today I am doing a video on Zoom recruitment, virtual sorority recruitment, which sounds so weird. No matter how much advice I try to give on this, no one's really ever been through this, so it's just like weird for everyone. I haven't even been through the other side of recruitment because I transferred, so this is my first year in sorority. So I haven't even been on the other side of recruitment, let alone the other side of like virtual recruitment. But still, I think I've gathered some good advice and tips and just like some insight on what it's going to be like and some things that might help you guys out and make it a little bit easier. But yeah, like I said, I go to TCU and they have come out and said that we're going back to school in the fall, but it's kind of person to person whether you're gonna have online classes or not. So some of my roommates, they have like all online classes, and then I only have one online class. Knock on wood, as of now. Who knows what's gonna happen? I feel like everything changes by the second. So yeah, I don't know what all the different school situations look like. As of now, we're going back, but it's gonna look different, and there's just like no social events or anything. I don't really know, but yeah, I just wanted to give the situation on my school and what's happening with us. Okay, future me popping in, I didn't even say this, but TCU Panhellenic, I don't think has officially released what they're doing in terms of recruitment. They haven't said dates or if it's going to be on Zoom or not, but I know that they're talking about the beginning rounds will be on Zoom and then a potential preference round in person. I don't know if that's secret information, but it's getting really close to August and I feel like that information should be public. So I know that nothing's been released yet and I don't have that much information either, which stinks, but we're looking at recruitment happening not the week before school, but later in the fall semester and mostly online. So that's all I know. Make sure you're following TCU Panhellenic for official updates. But yeah, I don't know how many YouTubers have done videos like this just because virtual recruitment's so new. So I don't know if I'm going to be repeating a bunch of different things that other people have said or whatnot, but this is just some things that I've gathered and some little tips and tricks to make sure your Zoom calls are the best possible. I don't even know. Oh my gosh.
Be themselves. Ask questions. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like it's like any other... No, it's not. Okay, yeah, this is like live footage of how I feel about this. So. Good luck.
Exactly.
I'm sorry I'm no help.
Okay, but let's get into it. So before recruitment even starts this summer, what you can be doing. If you're comfortable with doing this, put your social media on public because we want to see you. Like when incoming freshmen follow me, I get so excited and I stalk you guys. That's not weird. I just like love seeing who's coming to TCU. But yeah, if you're comfortable with putting your Instagram or whichever social media you have, put it on public because your social media is a pretty good reflection of who you are and we want to see you and get to know you because it's going to be kind of limited how well we get to know each other via Zoom screen. Post what you're doing this summer, like I guess not fun trips because travel's limited, but post whatever you're doing, what you're up to, because that's a really good way to see what your interests are and stuff like that. If you're not into social media or anything like that, that is totally fine. But if you do want to put your Instagram on public, then that's a really fun way for us to see you and see what you're up to. Also, before recruitment starts, I would recommend getting anything done that the sorority might ask for. So I actually did an entire video on letters of recommendation and sorority packets and all of that fun stuff. In the past, I don't know how important letters of recommendation are, but now that it's kind of like limited how well we get to know each other, I feel like letters of recommendation could really help you out. I just feel like none of the extra stuff could hurt you, so why not do it? Get those letters of recommendation, go on public if you want to, whatever we can do to get to know you before you come. Hope that doesn't sound creepy, but yeah, anything you can do to help us get a better idea of who you are will help you out so much, so yeah, do that. Okay, another thing. This is huge. So this year, I don't know if it's National Panhellenic, if it depends on each school, but at TCU, we were told that we can follow new members and reach out to them and ask if they have any questions. So it used to be super strict. So it used to be after May 1st, you could not talk to any active members in sororities. If you knew them prior, then you can talk about like the school you're going to and stuff, but you could not talk about recruitment whatsoever. But now, since we're gonna have such limited time over the computer screen to get to know each other, we're allowed to talk to you guys. So do not be afraid to reach out to current members in sororities. They would actually love to talk to you and encourage you to go Greek. For example, with DMing active members, I cannot DM you and be like, hey, go Pi Phi. Pi Phi is the best sorority. You can't join any other sorority. Don't even consider any other, like, don't talk to anyone else. Like, I couldn't DM you and say that, but I could DM you and be like, hey, you should go through recruitment. You should go Greek. Let me know if you have any questions. And then you could ask me questions about like recruitment as a whole. Because I feel like once you start to talk about like your specific sorority, that's when it gets into the whole dirty rushing thing. And you know what? We just want to keep it fair playing grounds for everyone. So, okay, now for the actual Zoom calls, which I hate Zoom, I'm not gonna lie, but don't spend your time talking about quarantine and COVID the entire time because think it's really important to remember that you had a full life before March 13th, before all of this began. Talk about what you did in high school, why you want to join a sorority, your best friends in high school, and how you want to find friends like that in college, your service, what makes you special. Like, there are so many things to talk about other than the banana bread you made and Tiger King, and that feels like a really different era of quarantine. There are just so many other things to talk about than being trapped inside your house. Like, sure, you can talk about how it stinks and how you wish things were better, but then again, like, just be positive. Talk about what you want to do after this is all over. Talk about what you want to get out of college and being in a sorority. Like, there are just so many things to talk about besides COVID and quarantine. I feel like if I have 20 different conversations about COVID, I'm gonna be like, you know, like, I just don't want to talk about it. That could just be me, and I could just be really done with it. But talk about everything else other than quarantine, because you probably have so much that makes you special other than the last like 6 months that you've been inside. So okay, another thing with Zoom calls. Dressing cute for recruitment is super fun, and that's like a really fun part of it, and you get to see what everyone's wearing. And I was even gonna do a video on recruitment outfits. Trust me, that's a fun part about what you wear for recruitment on Zoom. Like, don't put so much emphasis on like jewelry and earrings and necklaces. Like, if you love accessories, feel free to do that. I don't know, I feel like what you wear is just going to be the least of anyone's concern during any of this. So if you are stressing about like accessories or outfits or anything like that during recruitment, just don't, because I'm almost certain that the girls like rushing you, they're probably not going to be like staring at your earrings as you talk. It's probably just going to be like, okay, what's this girl like? So again, it cannot hurt you to dress up. Like, feel free to accessorize however you want and dress up, but if you're stressed about that, just like let that be the least of your worries. So another thing with Zoom calls, you don't have to like go out and buy a ring light and a green screen background. Like, I saw on TikTok a girl said to buy a ring light, and I just like, if you want to do that, great, because then you could also use it to make TikToks. Would not hurt you. Just have like a plain background or a clean background. Make sure the audio's good. I really don't know what recruitment's gonna look like if like everyone's gonna go into different rooms. It's so hard to give this advice because I just like don't know how it's gonna look if you're gonna be doing it in your dorm room. This is like what I'm predicting it's gonna look like, and then I'm giving advice. So it doesn't have to be anything too fancy. Just make sure you have good lighting so that they can see your beautiful face and see you as you talk and what you're like. Make sure you're somewhere quiet, which I feel like it will be. I feel like they'll have something set up where you go into a room or something. I don't know. Okay, this is another thing. So I've actually had some girls DM me. This is, I think, mostly for schools in like the northeast vibe, but I've heard that some schools are requiring the PNMs to send in videos like where you say your name, your major, where you're from, all of that. I'm not gonna lie, that can be a little bit awkward. I had to do that for one of my classes. I had to send in like a little introductory video where I said like my name, a fun fact, where I was from, and all this stuff. Like, I know I film YouTube videos for a living, but like it can be awkward talking on camera. But I would say my best advice for those videos, like, literally just set your phone down, pretend like you are FaceTiming a friend, be natural. If you have to do it a few times, totally fine. Again, with the Zoom calls, have like a plain or simple background, or you could just do like a cute room in the back. Good audio if you want to do that on your phone. I feel like no one's gonna be judging on these little things. It's really just like they want to get to know who you are, so just make sure that they can see you and hear you, and you should be good. It feels so weird giving advice on something that I haven't even been through, but again, we're all in the same boat.
Also, this is just kind of a tip in general, but something that gave me peace during recruitment was knowing that the girls on the other side want to get to know you just as well as you want to get to know them, and are just as nervous as you. So we're all in this together, pretty much. So
that was another piece of advice for my girl Megan, but I wanted to include that because I feel like that is so true right now. I feel like you always hear, oh, like the other side is just as or more nervous than you are, but that is so true, especially right now. Like, all of us going through the other side of recruitment, we're like, wait, these PNM, they don't know anything about our chapters or anything about our sororities. Like, usually during recruitment you get to see us interact and all of our like dynamics and all of that fun stuff, but we don't have that anymore. We want you guys to like us just as much as you want us to like you, so that is so important right now. Like, just know, if people follow you on Instagram, that's not so that they're trying to like judge you or anything like that. Like, we genuinely just want to get to know you, and we want you guys to follow us. Like, follow all the chapter's social medias, follow all of them, see what they're all like. I'm not saying to base your decision off of social media, but the more that you see the faces and what people are up to, that is like the best thing that you can do. But yeah, it's nice that we have social media right now because it's a really good tool for all of that. Just remember that we are very nervous too. I'm like, shoot, like these girls aren't even gonna meet me in person. I hope they like me. Like, that is like what's going through our mindset too. So it's weird for everyone. Oh, we got another Snapchat. Let's see if there's more advice. Okay, one of my friends said, don't do it, which I feel like is like a very valid question. You're probably wondering, should I even do it? I say, why not try? Like, you're probably not going to be doing much else because there's not much else to do on campus right now. I know it's expensive and you don't want to like waste any money there, so definitely only do it if you're like somewhat interested. Say you make it through like a few rounds of Zoom calls and you're like, what the heck, I'm not ready for this, like there's too much going on. Do not feel the pressure to join a sorority. Like this is just advice for people that really want to do that and want that to be a part of their freshman year. I feel like I've said this so many times on my channel, but I was not in a sorority my freshman year. I ended up just fine. Like it's okay if you don't have that your freshman year. I think that's all I have for today. Check out other YouTubers' videos on this topic. I have not watched all of them, but I'm sure they have great insight. The more tips you hear, the better. Just make the most of it. Have that positive attitude. Just try to get to know the girls, ask them questions, and it should work out just fine. And if not, there's always next year when things are hopefully more normal. If there happen to be any active sorority members watching this video right now, feel free to comment any advice you have. You might have more to say, especially if you've been through the side where you are rushing girls, because again, I haven't even done that yet. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you guys and gave you some insight on what it might look like and some tips on how to make it a smoother process. There's just so much going on right now, and I feel like this is the least of anyone's concerns, so don't put too much worry into it. I know that's easier said than done, but just focus on your freshman year and making it the best possible despite the circumstances, no matter what it looks like. But I love you all so much. Make sure to subscribe for more college and sorority content. I'm also moving into this beautiful home right now, so I'm doing like a whole move-in series. I'm also going to link all my other sorority videos down below, like my sorority house tour, my experience, that fun stuff. So yeah. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.